What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Monroe and welcome back to the channel. And in this week's episode, I will be reviewing the books that I picked up on April 17th, 2019. This was a big week. I picked up 11 books this week, so I have a lot to review, so let's not waste any time and get right to it. Alright, so these are the books that I picked up last week. I picked up Batman 69, Justice League 22, Teen Titans 29, Amazing Spider-Man 19.hu, Daredevil number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy number 4, Thor number 12, War of the Realms number 2, Assassination number 2, Little Bird number 2, and High Level number 3. Alright, so first up in this week's review we have Batman 69. This is written by Tom King and art by Yannick Becchetti. I personally thought that this story was excellent. I'm really enjoying, I should say, Tom King's use of Batman and Catwoman together. A little while back, there was a story arc where Batman and Catwoman were trying to get married, and it almost happened, and it was epic and awesome. I know some people really didn't enjoy that story arc, but I personally really did, because it brought like a really strong human element to it. And I always enjoy when they do that, because superheroes are so grand and grandiose, and they're dealing with all these giant problems and giant issues, and when they can bring something human to them, it just makes the book so much more enjoyable and connectable. And in this, like I think in the last 5 issues, Batman has been captured by Bane, and he's been put in kind of like a coma, and he's been in this dream state, and they're using the Scarecrow toxin to keep him there. And in this issue, we find out that Batman has been using, to get out of this dream state, Catwoman as an anchor. And it's such a great story. I'm really enjoying it. The artwork by Yannick is so great. It's really bringing the story to life. Really enjoying this book. It's not really a good jumping in point at number 69 in the series, but definitely pick this up in trade when this has come out, if this is obviously something that you're interested in. All right, next up we have Justice League 22. This is written by James T. Tynan the fourth, and art by Francis Manapul. Again, another great issue, and what I enjoyed so far, about this Justice League run is that every 4 or 5 issues there's a Legion of Doom issue, which obviously, as you can see, they write Legion of Doom over Justice League, and it focuses on the villains. And so we get the backstory, or we get a stories that we tell a little more information about what's going on with them, because they're such a big part of the story, and it's really fun to get their side of the things. In this story, we're not actually getting a story of Legion of the Doom, but we're getting the backstory to the person that the Legion of Doom has been trying to raise. I shouldn't say the person, but the entity called Perpetua. And also the backstory of her sons, which just happened to be the Anti-Monitor, the World Forger, which we ran into the last couple issues, and I believe he's the Watcher, but his name is Monval. I'll put his name up and a picture of him on screen, but these are characters that we've seen in the past a long time ago in the DC universe, and it's actually really cool to get their origin story. So this story was great. It's great to get all this information on these characters that the Justice League is going to be dealing with for probably the next 10 or 12 issues. So it was really fun issue. The artwork by Francis is amazing. It's so beautiful. Is this a good jumping on issue? No, we're at issue 22, probably 10 issues or 8 issues at least into this current arc. So most likely stick around for the trade or pick up the trade, but definitely at some point pick this book up. This has been such a fun story. Teen Titans 29. I've been reading Teen Titans for a while. This is my first Teen Titans review. It's got a new team led by Damian Wayne. It's got some really fun characters. I don't want to go too much into the backstory, but Damian and his team has captured a bunch of villains, but Damian being Damian, he keeps secrets, And the secret he has kept for most of his team is that all the villains that they've been capturing, he's been keeping in a base or in a prison underneath their base, and he's put them there because no other prison has been able to hold them and keep them accountable. And he thinks he can do it, but obviously we know what happens when heroes think they can do that. So it's a fun issue, and it's fun to see these new characters. I really like this new character, Roundhouse. He's really fun. And I love Red Arrow. Ever since, I can't think of his name, but there was a Green Arrow run that introduced Red Arrow or Amiko, and it was just so good. I think Jeff Lemire's run. That's right. It was just, he gave such a rich backstory to Green Arrow, and bringing her in as a character, so good. I'm so glad they're keeping her around. The issue overall, it was okay. If you're into Teen Titans, and you're interested to see what this new team's up to, I would pick it up. We're not too far down the storyline. You can probably pick up like the last 3 issues and kind of get caught up. But it's not a wonderful jumping in point. But yeah, it was a good issue. All right, first Marvel book, we have The Amazing Spider-Man 19.HU. So this is another one of the HU books, which means it focuses on a story that's outside of what's going on inside of the dome in Central Park. And this is all about the Lizard, because the Lizard's clone's son has been captured by Taskmaster and Kraven, and he's being kept inside the dome, and the Lizard wants to save him. He feels guilty that he's there, and obviously he just wants to help his son. So we get to see what the Lizard has to do to get inside the dome to get to his son. This felt more of like a part of the story than the other issues. The other issues, because the Lizard is going to be a part of the next issue, which is issue 20. So it just kind of felt like another issue in the series. It was okay. It was cool to see what the Lizard was up to and what he had to do to get inside the dome, but it wasn't super amazing. But it was good to get more of the story. The art, who was it written and drawn by? This is written by Nick Spencer, the main writer on this book, and art by Chris Bachalow. Oh my God, this guy's work right here, it's so gorgeous, and the way he does the Lizard is so beautiful. So the artwork was great, the story was okay, but the art definitely was the shining point in this book. But if you're reading Spider-Man and you're reading the Hunted series, pick it up. It's definitely worth it. All right, next up, Daredevil number 4. This is written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Marco Checchetto. Just like in my last issue 3 review, this book is so good. So in this issue, we find out that the Punisher was the person to save Daredevil from his precarious situation of being surrounded by cops and being the crap out of he got the crap beat out of him by I can't think of the name of the cop now, but so we get to see the Punisher and Daredevil interaction with each other. It was really fun, and we get to see Daredevil kick the crap out of the Punisher, which was even better. Beautiful art, great story. We're only 4 issues in, so pick up the last 3 and you'll be caught up. Definitely pick this book up. Alright, so up next we have Guardians of the Galaxy number 4. This is written by Donny Cates and art by Jeffrey Shaw. Would this be my first Guardians of the Galaxy review? I don't want to spend too much time going into all the backstory to get you guys caught up on what's going on. Only because I still have like 7 more books to go through. But this is a new Guardians team. The old one split up because something that Gamora did. And it's led by Groot, funny enough. We have Star-Lord, Moondragon, Cosmic Ghost Rider. Oh man, I can't think of his name, but Horse Thor. Yeah, it's a great book. Donny Cates is such a great writer. And in this issue, the team ends up catching up with Gamora, but at the same time, there is basically like a dark Guardians team that's been chasing her as well. This team has been trying to find her to save her. The other team's been trying to find her to kill her. And so there's a big battle. Some stuff happens. Emotions. It was a really good book. Art, gorgeous, really, really beautiful art by Jeffrey Shaw. Overall, just such an amazing read. Amazing, but maybe not amazing, but really, really good read. Is it a good jumping on point? Issue 4 is easy enough to pick up the last 4 issues. You spend $12 and you get caught up. So yeah, definitely a must read in my book, in my opinion. All right, so next up we have Thor number 12. This was this is written by Jason Aaron and art by Mike Del Mundo. Such a good read. This is a book that is connected to the War of the Realms. In this issue, it focuses all on Loki. And if you read War of the Realms number 1, you know what happened to him. Spoiler, pause or turn off, mute it for like 30 seconds. So in War of the Realms number 1, Loki was eaten by his father. And this is taking place after that, and you would think Loki is dead, but in this issue we find out he's not dead just yet. And it's some cool backstory of Loki, and you find out that he actually had a hand in creating Malakath, and at the very end, like I said, you find out that he's just not dead just yet. Is Loki ever really dead? The art by Mike Del Mundo, again, gorgeous, beautiful art. Really great read. If you're reading War of the Realms, if you've been reading Thor, pick it up. It's so great. If you're not picking up Thor, you should be picking up Thor. You should be going back and picking up the whole Jason Aaron run. But yeah, great read. And look at this cover. It's so beautiful. Is this a good jumping in point? No. But if you want to jump into the War of the Realms stuff, I think if you just pick up Thor number 11 and this issue and War of the Realms number 1, you're caught up. All right, so War of the Realms number 2. Guys, I cannot say enough about this book. This book is so good. I should have dedicated a whole issue or a whole video to it when I read it on Wednesday. I should have recorded it Wednesday, but I didn't, like an idiot. Jason Aaron. Oh, this is written by Jason Aaron and art by Russell Dauterman. It is a work of art. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Russell Dauterman. I enjoyed this book so much. It did have a little bit of a bigger price tag. It comes in at $4.99 instead of $3.99, but it is longer than a normal issue. It's so hard for me to even try to go into what happened in this book. But it's just amazing. We get some more information on Thor, on what he's dealing with. We get Jason Aaron starts to put characters that are going to be in some of the spin-off books together, and those interactions are really fun. I laughed out loud on this book. I choked up on this book. I can't say enough. Please, please, please go pick up War of the Realms. It is worth your money. It is worth your time. It's beautiful art. It's a great story. I can't say enough. I probably didn't say enough, and I could gush over this book forever, but move on to the next book. This is a good jumping in point before I go on to the next book. Yes, it's only number 2. Pick up number 1. Pick up this issue. Please, please, please read this book. All right. Next up, we have Assassination number 2. This is written by Kyle Starks and art by Erica Henderson. Really, really fun. I really, really enjoy this book. It doesn't deal with superheroes. It's just dealing with crazy-ass assassins. And yeah, more people die in this book. We get a little more story with one of the main characters. It's a really, really fun read. The art by Erica Henderson is beautiful. It's the art that you see on the cover. Definitely pick this book up. We're only on issue 2. Go pick up issue 1. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. If you're looking for just something fun, easy to read. Really, really fun. Little Bird number 2. I don't believe I reviewed Little Bird number 1. But it is an amazing, amazing book. I will link down below to another YouTuber. I forgot his name, but his channel is Pop Culture Philosophers. He did a whole review on this book. I'll link that down below. This book is incredible. I picked this book up because I watch him and he suggested this book so much. It's written by Darcy Van Polgeest, and art by Ian Bertram. It's amazing. It's this wacky ass story. It's post-apocalyptic. It's where the Christian religion is pretty much taking over the world, and the pocket of resistance to this is in Canada. And it does deal with some superheroes, superhero-like characters. This character called the Axe, and this character Little Bird, and this is her mom on the cover. It's so wacky. The art by Ian is incredible. It's definitely harkens back to Frank Quietly stuff, which I love. Frank Quietly stuff. His All-Star Superman run was so incredible. Yeah, this book is amazing. The story, we're only 2 issues in, and I'm just completely in love with this book. I highly, highly recommend everyone go to the store again. Pick up War of the Realms, issues 1 and 2, and pick up Little Bird, issues 1 and 2. I highly recommend it. All right, last book of this week, we have High Level number 3. This was written by Rob Sheridan and art by Romulo. Oh my god, I'm going to totally butcher this. Romulo Fargido Jr. and Barnaby Baggenda. The text is on screen. I am so sorry to the artists on this book. I totally butchered your name, but your art is beautiful. The story by Rob is... I'm actually really, really enjoying this book. Again, this is another post-apocalyptic story about way in the future, and the world's kind of falling apart. There is like this high-level society that people strive to be in, and think that that is where you should be, and they strive to be there. But I think that's going to be kind of like where the bad people are, and they use these people as slaves, or I don't know. We haven't found out yet. But yeah, there is this little girl who the main character has been protecting and trying to bring to the safe place, and she's being chased by bad people. That's really a bad description, but that's pretty much what's happening. I've been really, really enjoying this book. It's really good. I gotta say, I've been reading superhero books for so long. It's really good to branch out away from superhero books and get into something else. And that's why I'm thinking I've been enjoying Little Bird and High Level and Assassination so much, because they're not superheroes. They might have superhero characteristics, but they're so far from dealing with normal superhero stuff. It's just so enjoyable. Yeah, so I've been really enjoying A High Level. Again, the art is gorgeous. The story's been really fun. We're only 3 issues in. Go pick up the other issues. It's worth your time. It's worth your money. It's worth your read. Yeah. So that is it for the week. I am sorry if this has been a little rambly. It's been a crazy long week at work. Last weekend was Easter. I read most of these books last week. I haven't touched them since, so I apologize if the reviews were a little rambly and I didn't seem like I knew too much, only because I read them like 5 or 6 days ago. But overall, an amazing week in comics. It is week... By the time this video comes out, it'll be 9 days since these books came out, but I was just at the comic book shop today. Today is the 24th. I picked up next week's books already, or this week's books, and I saw a lot of these books still on the shelf, so you guys can get down there and pick those up. Thank you guys all for tuning in for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys will come back for the next issue. I will have my Avengers Endgame review up Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to see it Saturday. I'm so freaking pumped. The reviews out already are incredible. They're saying to bring tissues. Who brings tissues to a superhero movie? This is gonna be huge. So pumped. But again, thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to be notified for when I post my next videos. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. Thanks guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.